Good morning, good day, good evening. My name's CaptJacSparrow, and I am gonna be making a YouTube video today. I don't normally make YouTube videos anymore, as that requires you to have to edit it and post it and all this other fun stuff. But um, with that said, I felt the need to make a video. I woke up like half an hour ago, 45 minutes ago, uh, watched a video, and um, to not bashing or complaining or whining at all, um, the Raza from Dark Matter that I built last week, uh, it made the top 10 for the week, and that meant that it earned a spot on uh, Jay Randall's review of said top 10 ships. And um, I don't want to say there was a ton of stuff missed, but I feel that there's stuff in this ship that can be explained that is not obvious. And I'm not saying Jay Randall cut corners or did me any disservice or you guys any disservice. He's got a time frame. His videos have to be a certain amount of time, and he's got to fit 10 boats in there. So I do not fault him at all. At all. Matter of fact, in this boat, well, in the Hades that got reviewed last week, because it also made the top 10, things got missed in there too, because he has to go through so many ships. But I put Easter eggs in there for other YouTubers and other content creators. The Hades has one in there for Moo Bear and Life Force. The Raza, I'll be completely blunt and obvious. It's not an Easter egg. It's a hey, thank you. I am in no way, shape, or form complaining about to or because of Jay Randall. He does an awesome job. Everything he does. And to point, I even felt guilty on his Europa, pointing out that his naming scheme was not candid. What's the word they use? I don't know. Didn't fit, and I figured the Trekkies out there would march in the streets because the Europa had a different NCC number, and I pointed that out. But he tried to work through it. It's again time for him in his schedule and so on. And I'm not speaking for him. Don't think that I'm speaking for him. I'm rambling now. The whole point of this video was to highlight what I'm doing. I think every week, every other week, I might put one of these videos out, an actual YouTube video. B, what I've done that week, what I'm working on. Like, I don't know, aside from my live streams, this ship, the Harrower, hasn't even seen light yet. So I want to give my ships, my creations, the inspiration from the people that actually impact my life. Yes, Nova, you impact my life. If you think you don't, you're highly mistaken to the amount of alcohol I drink, because no, I'm kidding. I don't. Anyways, I want to give what I think is the proper time, and I'm rambling again. So this is the Raza. Nova _S suggested I build the Raza. I built it off of the pictures I found on the internet. I've never seen Dark Matter. I didn't even know it existed before this. And now it's on its way from Amazon. Thanks, Nova. This is what I would consider one of two hybrid ships that exist for me. Being hybrid, it does things that it is not meant to do because of loadout or because of what you can put in it, on it, or do with it. Being hybrid, I without going too far into the tour, I do give you guys some instructions, some information if you want to pause and read that. This was one of the things that was missed. This is, to me, what makes this ship special, and the fact that I built the ship in 38 hours. This ship has 6 artillery, 6 MLRS, 6 laser, 4 guided torpedo, and a radar. And we all know that radar counts as a weapon. So that's, what is that, 18? That's 22, 23 fixed weapons when everybody thinks that you can only have 21 fixed weapons. You can have more, even to the point where there's still 10 laser drills on this, fixed laser drills. So that's 32, 33 if you count the radar, fixed weapons on this. Now you can trade them out because they're not maxed. You can take, if you don't want MLRS, take them out, put more artillery cannons, so on and so forth. But yeah, that's what makes this the hybrid, is that there's 2 captain's chairs in here. There's the normal one that you fly forward, you fight from. Then there's a starboard side. Starboard? Is that port? That's port. Port side captain's chair. And there's 2 of these actually. There's this one, and then there's another one further down the tour. And I'll point that out. That makes it a lot easier. This is like, okay, I want that asteroid, that gold asteroid, that one asteroid. But to mine with this, I didn't like where it was. You have to alt, unlock your ship. And if you notice there, right behind that port side thruster pod, there's 10 holes. And that is where the drills come out. Oh, you can't use the drills on the planet. Of course you can't. That's where the drills are. And they're unique. It's covertly hidden to the point where even in Jay Randall's video, the 30 seconds he was able to give it, he couldn't find them because they're not normally on the side. But them being faced port or starboard or aft, give it that ability to unlock from this captain's chair and tie to this captain's chair. So that's what I built it off of. I built it off of the suggestion, the hope that I build a ship called the Raza that reflects the Raza. From one of my buddies online, and I did. So here is the Raza. If you were to walk through the Raza, you can enter 3 ways. You can either enter through the bridge access, which is double protected. It's got a heavy door. It's got a shutter door. You come into the Raza, and this is my perspective of the ship. You got my thank you, Jay Randall, for everything that you do. You've got this is the whole thought process behind the Raza. The bridge, yes, in Reforged Eden, there are NPCs that you can make have things to say. And this one was put in for Jay Randall because on the Hades, I forgot to deploy the Hades with a, is he floating? It kind of looks like he's floating. Anyway, with the Hades, which is an SV, I forgot to deploy it with an ammo container or an ammo controller. And so I made sure that this guy, when you F click on him, he points out that, hey, we've got all the storage. And when I mean all the storage, I mean, I didn't forget any storage. So I pointed that out with him, give a little fun for J. Randall, and you walk around and you get a little bit of deco. Nothing super special. Again, this build was done in 38 hours. Keep that in mind. But you walk back, classic to me, I would think. You've got a bridge. Off the bridge, you have psyops or spy or whatever you want to call it. The weapons area, the closed off top secret. It's double pane glass, dark tinted facing out, which, I mean, to me, you wouldn't want visitors or peering into your top secretness. I built this to fit my need as well. So you got your armor locker with a locker with a box next to it, mainly because I like to have a container next to the armor locker to put my armor mods and the armor that I'm saving in. And then when I get stuff that I don't want to keep, those go in a sell or a trade or a different box. And then in here, you probably haven't noticed yet, you got a ventilator, big deal, whoop-de-doo, right? Yeah. But right there is your repair bay. I've hidden the repair bay in here because I got tired of trying to hide it other places. But unless you're really looking at it, you can't tell that it's a repair bay, which I love that. Your long range radar is hidden inside. I believe this is the captain's quarters. Come into the captain's quarters, nice and, I wouldn't say luxurious, but definitely better than a studio apartment. You come in here and you've got your core area. I believe this is a core 9 in Reforged Eden Atlantis. I believe there's another way to drop this down. I believe I'm missing 10 other cores that help drop that down. Forgot to put those in. Now moving down off the bridge for the deployment room, or I call this the deployment room because it's right off of the med bay. It's right off the bridge access. It's right off the main hallways and stuff. But you've got matching fabrication rooms. It's pretty heavy on the loadout, and believe it or not because I wanted this much, this can't come out. If you take this out, you change the center of gravity of this ship, and your rear landing pads that are right there, so your center of gravity has got to be that or forward. So from the front of the name to the front of the ship, somewhere in there. If it's not in there, this thing's doing a wheelie like it's 10 years old on the tarmac at grade school. So you gotta keep that stuff in there. So let's see. I did not want to do a fly through. I wish there was a way to turn collision on if you were in God mode. Okay, so we've got a full med bay, all the bells and whistles, all the bits and bobs, restrooms, showers, nurse, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's the 4th piece. Okay, all 4 pieces. But yeah, these are mirroring, and they're meant to shift the center of gravity forward. But they also serve the purpose of you need them. But I don't know if you need this much of it, but I digress. Moving through here, you've got matching hallways, some more, even though the the health bay, the medical's right there. It's a new area, so it gets it. In these little doorways here, you got some Jeffries tubes. You get access to your tier 3 shields. I don't know what they call these things. These are the 3rd piece to the shields. You got the regular shield generator. Then you've got, and to me, that's tier 0. Tier 1 is the small little pieces, Tier 2 is the bigger pieces, and Tier 3 are these big bad boys. So you've got a full load out of those, and they go all the way down here, and then you can come out here, and that matches on the other side as well. Now, if you were to go here, we've seen this. I did this just for aesthetics. I wanted to put a hallway in here. I wanted to have Jeffrey tubes. Like, you can't have them both, but we're talking about radiation here. Radiation makes people do funny things like melt and stuff like that. So it's got to be hidden. It's got to be hidden. It's got to be contained. And there's always a fail-safe double protection. So I put this window in and hallway, and then that gave me the ability to have my Jeffrey tubes. And yeah. So anyway, so next door, we've got, again, here's the Tier 2, Tier 1 shield parts. This one's not so heavily displayed like the previous one just was, because, well, those are the center of the of that. Those are the most desired pieces, so I wanted to stick with that. I would say my deco dedication on this is, I would say, probably 50%. And again, just because I built this in 38 hours. So there's a matching room like this on the other side. But you come down here, there's your other piece. We've already looked at that. There's the exit to the Jeffrey tube. You can go up, or you can come out and go down, or straight forward. We're going to go straight forward into the engineering bay and take a step off, because this is the part of the crew quarters. There's two of these. We've got a nerdtastic gaming room / distraction room / I want to write an email to my mommy room. Then you go, we just came from this way. Yeah, we just came from that way. You come down here. And I believe these are just, yeah, crew quarters. These are a little bit higher quality. That's more of a quiet lounge. This is crew quarter, restrooms. And then we're getting to the second, this is the second bridge. I wouldn't call it a battle bridge, but it's a mining bridge. And it's set here because right behind that wall are those drills. So we can go like this, and it's centered, which then that means you can drive it however you want. And you're not off to some weird edge like you would be if you were in the cockpit of the bridge, being on some weird angle and having to twist and contort your camera into view. Other than that, chair, all deco, nothing special in this room. Moving further, that's another door to that. I ran out of places to hide the cargo containers, so now they're just getting strewn about in the ship. To clarify, Jay Randall pointed out through the F4 menu that here's the cargo containers, that you have this, and this, which, again, he's time constrained. I don't fault him for this, but I find there's an easier way to see the cargo containers, and that's through the device menu, because that actually, you can just go straight through them. There's your cargo containers. Okay, how many controllers do we have? Oh, you have 20. Oh, all 20 of them are 640, and the dry food, which is in the lounge, I'll show you that later. There's a poke at Life Force, by the way, another Easter egg. The dry food is the only one that's not 640. So, yeah, 20 640K controllers, 380. Is it 380 ammo controllers? 320 ammo controllers, and 2 maxed harvest controllers. So yeah, so there's that. Again, with the engineering, came in here, and I probably spent a little bit more time in this spot than anywhere else, because I know the engineering area of ships is the funnest part for me. So it's got some deep thought into it, or deeper thought into it, with layers, lighting, reflections, um, perforated shadows, stuff like that. So I have spent some time into it, and this is the engineering that I came up with. So you've got your shield generator, which, believe it or not, that's just a regular shield generator. It can go up another shield, another 2 shields, I think, because you can go up to an advanced and then a bastion. Then you got your main core storage. Again, this is all mirrored on the other side, except for the lounges, which we'll get into in a second. Main hangar, which this is the hangar that's up on the top. More storage in here. Hangars have storage. Hangars are full of boxes. They're full of parts and stuff like that. Again, with the effort into giving reflections, lighting, and stuff like that, that's what this whole insert is. That you could take all of this out, fill it with more containers and more storage if you really wanted to. But I felt the cargo containers that I have on this ship and the container controllers, you got yourself a U-Haul fleet in one ship. So pretty big storage. It's the second biggest door, so you can fit tons of stuff in here. We'll get to that in a second. Go through these. There's another door on the other side that's just like this, and you've got your fusion reactor in here. Okay, so if you look, the fusion reactor is probably one of the most important parts of the ship, most expensive. It's on the back 2/3. So I tried to keep a little forethought in that by putting that on the back 2/3. Then going through here, we're going into one of the lounges, or the lounge. Turn off. Another poke at life force. Replace with deep freeze. Dry food, not a fridge. I just try to give some recognition to other YouTubers out there. Make them chuckle, make them laugh when they read some of the stuff that I hide in these. Because somebody, if I was life force, if I was gaming with life force and I had this ship and I knew about that, I would point it out to them. So next room would be the teleport room. It's some basic instructions. Tells you that if you step on the pad, the shields turn off, the lights in here turn off, the red blinky lights come on, but your shields are still off. So let's not stand on that for very long. But it does turn the teleporter on. Teleporters are very expensive power-wise, so you want it to turn off, and you can do that with those instructions there. They're very simple. If you don't know, put your sensor, that sensor, on a channel. Name it teleport. Name it Bob. Doesn't matter. Just name it. Or give it the signal. Okay, so the signal. Very simple. Give it the signal. Not the name. The signal. Okay, so you give it the signal. Then you tie the signal to the teleport pad. Then you tie the signal of the shield to the teleport signal, and then invert it. And then when you step on it, after you set up the exclusion zone, you step on the pad, the signal's broadcast, turns the pad on, disables the shield. And then when you're obviously teleported, it kicks you off the pad, which means you're not in the exclusion zone anymore, and it moves on and turns the shields back on. Okay, so in this, instead of having crew quarters that line the whole wall, you've got your cantina, your 10 forward, your cafeteria, your lounge, whatever you want to call it. You got teleport because, well, it's transportation. It's going to be next to the people, and the people are in here enjoying, unless they're at the ready stations, ready to fight, ready to mine, ready to do their job. Basic crew quarters again, and restrooms, because everybody needs a restroom. And then we're back in engineering. And then we can go, so we came, where was it? It was here. We came through the, no, this is, yeah, this is the main hangar. The second hangar, the lower deck hangar, is down below. So we go down, and then we're in the second hangar, but the bigger of the two hangars. This hangar is quite a bit bigger, and that's because, well, it's also going to house HVs. Going through here, starting in the back, you've got more shield parts, more cargo containers, more shield parts, more that is, it's just regular container controllers. So just more container controllers, boxes. You've got your egress to under the ship there and there for deployments, storage areas, some O2, some health. Another setup, like I like having them like that, where they're set up in pairs. Then you've got a 54 plot garden, half on the right, half on the left. And then you've got this, which in Jay Randall's review of this ship, he was confused that what do you do with this? Well, you access all this storage from the P menu, because the only other thing that's in here is Danny DeVito and Danny DeVito's twin and wireless, because this is the taxi cab, the cab from, or the cage from Taxi. If you click on him, that's what he's going to say. His name is Don Palmer or something like that. Whatever Danny DeVito's character's name is in Taxi. I named them both that and threw them in there because it fit. So what else? So then let's go back here. That's pretty much it for this hangar. So let's go in here. I'm pretty sure we've gone over, there's Jeffrey, we've gone over everything. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we went over everything, but the main thing was the drill mode on this. Take another look at the information panel that I give you guys. I really wish it wouldn't come up with that LCD. There we go. It pretty much explains it. Try not to fly from that chair, but you can if you want to. This ship is hybrid in nature, in the sense that it can fight, it can defend itself, it can attack. It has more fixed weapons than people are accustomed to, and it also shows everybody that you can do this. No reason why it says nothing says you have to have your drills mounted to the side or to the front. So as for why I have so much spent in CPU on this, because I want this set up to where you can drop this in creative. There's 12.5 million in CPU, but you can drop this in creative and strip it down. Take off the artillery, take off the MLRS, because you don't like MLRS, put more artillery on or whatnot. But I also gave, and I haven't put this on an LCD for you guys, but there's slots right here for ice drills or mining drills. And then you could also strip this off, repaint this, and do the same thing there. Asteroid drills go here. That's what this is for. But other than that, there she is. That's the Raza. A more in-depth walkthrough. I do thank Jay Randall for the effort that he puts in, the time that he puts in, and it says it right there. Thanks for all that you do for the builders of this and this game. Now, moving on to the Harrower. The Harrower actually built before the Raza. Bleh. I'm not going to do an extensive walkthrough like I did on that. This one didn't make any favorites list or top 10, but it is big. She's big. Size class 49. Probably got 4 days, 5 days of build in it. This is going to be one of my living ships, i.e. it's going to be something that grows with me. I'm going to build it to continue to stay and be current on the workshop. And yeah, this is a giant CV. A lot of time. It's built around the attitude of nomading in Reforged Eden Atlantis. I want to be able to do everything that you can do in a base in a CV. Obviously, you can't have a furnace. I know that. But have everything else. This is a lot of time, a lot of work in this ship. And it shows. This is bar none has more detail, more deco, more everything than any of the other ships aside from the Raza or the Hades. Maybe the tugboat, which I'll show you guys the tugboat here in a minute. Just do a quick fly through on this one. But this is the main hangar. It's like I wanted to say this. I modeled this after a fly through hangar, and then covered up the rear, the exit, with this giant pod. So some of the things that make this stand out for me would be using force fields as texture in the game. So that's what I did in here. That's what I did on the elevators. Force fields for texture are a new thing for me. You've got intake here. If you spawn this ship in Reforged Eden, not Eden Atlantis next, but just Reforged Eden, you're going to lose some of this deco. Just be aware of that. There's some more of that deco and some more. This is supposed to be a intake kind of area. Dignitaries and important people would come and fly their ships to dock them here in their little shuttles and stuff, and then they would egress into the ship and have to go through some sort of customs. But staying in the lounge area, you would also have important meetings that need to be separated from non-business type goings-ons. Be able to pull information. And I think you've got, yeah, here's your captain's quarters. Restrooms, I believe. Yeah, restrooms. And these, again, mirror. That ship this big, you're going to mirror on both sides. Health station, oxygen station. But as far as captain's quarters, I believe this is just crew quarters. Nope, it's another captain's quarter. No big deal. Crew quarters, if I remember correctly. Yeah, crew quarters are hangar side. You go up this elevator. And you can go into the fuel area, or you can go into the crew area, which pretty basic, pretty plain. It's kind of got to be the size of a ship. But they match on both sides. So then, let's see, that takes us from the food production, defense, and offense side of the ship to some of the deco, to engineering is some using crates as deco, some food courts, some more engineering. What happened to the, oh, I put those in because of the trying to paint on edges of windows really stinks. We We went upstairs. We saw the fuel tank areas, the crew quarter, and then there's also egresses this way, so you can go up and down, and then get onto these I want to call them wings. Like a bridge would have a wing if it stuck off. This would be a hanger wing. I'm trying to think of the phrase. Why is my brain not working? It's a hanger wing. So then let's see. We go into some HV storage, some factorization, and then we're into the neck. As far as that's the harrower. The bridge, I'm kind of proud of the bridge. Kind of proud of this Star Wars-ish radar ball. Again, using force fields as deco. It's functional. That's long-range radar for this ship. But the bridge is kind of set up to resemble a death trap because of pressurized tanks and some I don't want to die armor. But also kind of set up Reforged Eden, Atlantis next has a bunch of this new deco. Even the bridge, pretty much this whole ship is symmetrical until you get to deco. Once you get to deco, it's asymmetrical. Mainly because of the different rooms. I gotta give it to Life Force. If it wasn't for Life Force, I wouldn't be building this standoff armor. The standoff armor to me kind of looks reactive armorish. It functions, and if it wasn't for Life Force, I wouldn't be doing it. He did it. He pulled it off on the Judicator. I think he's pulled it off very well on all of his ships, but the Judicator is the one that I saw it on. And I copied it. Props to Life Force for being copied. Yeah. Then what we got left? I think that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, that's it. The rear is pretty busy. Everything's pretty busy on this ship. But with that said, that's the harrower. Size class 49. Juggernaut. Fully kitted out. I don't know anything that could stop it. I play with no limits, so I get to utilize all of these hard points. After that, what did I do? What did I build? This is a direct copy off of Reforged Eden Atlantis next and regular Reforged Eden Atlantis. There are dead worlds. I don't know if they're in Eden. I don't know if they're in vanilla, but I know in Atlantis there are dead worlds, and in those dead worlds, I'm pretty sure they're in the other two. In the dead worlds, they have the command center. This command center is dilapidated, busted up, broken. I put it back together, and built this base. I apparently had whole block painted when I did that because yeah, I don't want that. Thank you. I put it together and made it fit what I wanted it to. So this is now deployable. It's not on my workshop because, well, I didn't make it. In fact, who did make it? Hey, look, it says I made it. I didn't make this. This is directly off the dead planets in game. So, you can find it on the dead planets. Now, what I did do is I did take that geometrical design and I applied it to this, and I made this. This is from Block Zero me. And it's a, I don't want to say it's an in-game base, but it's a single player in-game base. Very easily holds 8 furnaces. No, 16 furnaces. 2, 4, no, 4, 8. Yeah, 16 furnaces. 12 advanced constructors, 4 deconstructors, and a bunch of small constructors. So your constructors would go there, mirrored on both sides, obviously. Yeah, you'd find this on the workshop. Got all this Reforged Eden Atlantis command deco, stuff like that. I don't know why it does this. It's supposed to be like this. It's something to do with when you spawn it in and it realizes that it was painted in symmetry mode, it twists, because I fixed this every time I bring this in. But yeah, this is my FOB base. More deco. Those are Reforged Eden Atlantis hibernation pods, just stuck to the wall. You've got 4 plots here that let you do some ration packing. And then moving on up, you go onto the roof. And moving down, you go into, because this was on this has a sub portion of the base, you're gonna have to dig this out. Unfortunately, sorry, I do apologize, but that's the only way you can have stuff sub ground level. So we'll do this. Ignore that fluff there. You got your teleporter room, and in my style, it's all active. It turns off when it's not in use. Turns shields off, on. You got your pentaxid tank. Shield parts would go in these. The small tier 1 shield parts would go in these. There's one of the 2 deconstructors for this side. There's another 2 on the other side. This is a advanced generator room deployed out of the workshop. This has 1 advanced generator in it. You can do advanced shield generator and then compact shield generator in here. Get your main core here. Moving around on me. And then in here, more advanced generators. Deconstructor, fuel and oxygen room. And the 1 advanced generator. Once you come over here, there's a elevator that takes you down into your core area, and you can slap all your cores in there. So yeah, so this is the FOB. Now, the FOB has a sister for space. I have built an FOB in space. Where are you? There. I've taken this FOB and I have made it okay, it's in space. I got to make sure to actually save that, because for some reason I don't have it. But yeah, I've taken this and converted it into a space station. Ignore that. None of that's my stuff. That's all LCDs. So we did the Raza, the Harrower, the FOB, the Outpost planet side. Now we're into SVs and HVs. Ignore this. This is a loadout. So you would trim off all this extra stuff that doesn't go here. And this core right here is a spawnable into a CV. Just drop it right into a CV. And it just makes being able to spawn or being able to build CVs faster, because you have your kit already set. This thing has everything you could possibly need in a CV in it. So, now I do have some builds here that aren't mine. Obviously, the planet side, that's not mine. All that LCD stuff, not mine. This looks familiar. It's because it is. This is Filbert Farmers. I don't remember what the original name was, but I've retrofitted it, gutted it, chopped it up, stretched it, made it wider, made it taller, made it longer. And yeah, but this is also why it's not on the workshop. I haven't asked permission to share it, but and I probably won't. It's Filbert Farmers. This thing is a beast in its own right, but the way I have it set up, it can defend itself against drone space, and then also it can eat an asteroid in not 45 seconds. This one, Flat Earther, I have asked permission from Spange if I can put that on the workshop. He said go for it. So full credit due in the description is credit for Spange's efforts that he put into the original HV version of the ship. This is an SV converted. I know Life Force looked at this one, found the Gatling cannons were giving it some CPU issue or some fixed weapon issue, which spawned the whole conversation about the Raza, pre-Raza, before the Raza. And hey, can you put those side? How can we get those lasers off the count? So I did it. Somebody challenged me, and I built it in the Raza. So that's where that idea came from. But yeah, so I converted this to a SV, and I gave it another butt. And apparently I turned it off mid stowage of the turrets. But yeah, I gave it another butt, gave it a warp drive, a shield, some more defenses, mainly because you're taking this thing into space. You're in Reforged Eden Atlantis, you got drones that come out of nowhere, apparently. They just come out of nowhere. So again, credit Spange, beast of a ship. Beast of a ship. Then you have the Naked Mole Rat, which is something that I just threw together because I needed something on planet. I should probably put this on the workshop. It's not the cheapest. It's not a ladybug, but it's versatile. You could drop 2 drills right there on the deck there. You drop grinders right there. You could take out one of these turrets and put in a multi-turret. That's what it's for. It's Naked Mole Rat. It's a Swiss Army knife, a pocket hovercraft, and it's cheap. Then you have the Hades. Now I will jump on J Randall on one thing. I try to spell things right. I'm full blown dyslexic. Hades, not Hades. 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 Greek gods is the Hades. So he did a debut on this one, not a debut, but a review of this one. This one was on the last 2 weeks ago challenge, not challenge. Top 10 favorite from the Steam Workshop. And then so this one I built. I wanted something out there that was mine, but Star Wars, and I seen a lot of different ships, and I didn't see anybody build one of these. They build it as a bomber, but this is an actual Imperial Admiral transport is what it was labeled, with this design and all the modeling after, even the 3 panels with the split in the middle, the forward facing deco there, all of that is modeled after the Admiral transport or Admiral shuttle. So yeah, so the gist of this one, granted it's 1 block too tall, but I hate that. I can't fix it. It's got all of the accoutrements of every transport of dignitaries. It's got constructors, fridges, barbecues, because if you stand right here, you're being barbecued. It's got, I've set everything up, and I just hit that with my F key. I've set everything up for you. Underneath all of the stuff is paint again, is the names for where things go. But it's pretty much ready out of the box. The ammo controller, I stuffed it right there. And then, or no, it's right there. And then I stuffed in a small 1875 cargo container on top of all the little cargo containers that are in here. That I missed. Apparently I missed that. Not apparently, I did miss it. I can't believe I missed it. But this was my first ship on the workshop. I threw this up there. And I don't want to say I'm good at marketing or anything. I'm not, but I wanted something that when people sit in it and realize what Jacs done. If you sit in these chairs, well, first of all, if you come over here and sit in this chair and look there, you got LCDs. Now, apparently they're the same. If you look, obviously they're the same shapes and design. I've modified the original, not my LCDs. I didn't make these. And I think Jay Randall gave me credit for it. No, these are not mine. These are off all those LCD panels out there, off the workshop. Come over here. I did modify this just to stay in spirit of Eden and who built the ship and my ego. The Hades Mark II. It's not really a Mark II. It's just a Hades. Made by me. Status Legendary, Cluster Eden, and the Last Pirate Lord. The Last Pirate Lord was there. I didn't put that there, and it fit, so I left it. Then if you come over here, the Easter egg part of this whole thing, if you come over here and sit down, oh look, there's LCDs in this VR headset thing that you're sitting in. This one's made by Decor. And I'm pretty sure this one's made by Decor, but I've modified it. And there's an Easter egg in there for Moobear and Life Force, who I would say are probably my two biggest inspirational sources of this time. Moobear and Life Force make some just insane builds. And if I can get to their level, I might be able to give them a run for their money. But yeah, so there you have the tie Hades, or just Hades, but it is a tie. So then you've got the tugboat. The tugboat, again, taking inspiration from another YouTuber slash live streamer slash creator. Is the tugboat is inspired by Raccoona. And if I remember correctly, it's the one with the weird numbers. No, where is it? No. I should really rename this thing because I can never find it when I want it. But it's just like the base. I saw the base. I liked the design of the base, but I felt it was too small. Not saying that Raccoon's build is wrong or done wrong, or there it is, or anything, but it's quite a bit smaller. I mean, clearly smaller and clearly different. So you can see the resemblance, but not the, I didn't copy it. It's from the same frame, the same design. I copied I don't know how you would put that. I copied the layout, but through my design on it, it's a completely different ship. And you'll see that here. No, don't turn on the jetpack. I need to paint the outside, and then it's going on the workshop. Inside, you run in, you've got all your generators, you've got all your room for your shield components and more shield components. Storage. I use this. This is my first actual ship that I spawn in. You got your core area. You can fit more generators along the back. Your Pentaxid tank there. You've got fuel and oxygen. I think these are all fuel. Yeah, fuel. You got a harvest controller because you can put drills on this. Over here you got health, armor locker, food processor, O2, and then your captain's chair. So pretty basic, but the design is what I liked. It is upgradable. Do you need to upgrade it? I would look at the upgrade ports as needed, but if you don't use them, seal them off, because as I go through, you run into all the hidden thrusters and stuff that are in here, because there has to be to get it to do what you want it to do. I've seen that the hidden thrusters are not as shunned as they used to be. It does come with 4 GATs, so you spawn it in, you can instantaneously load it, fuel it, take it up in the air, and take out some drones. But all these spots that have the T are obviously for sticks of butter. No, they're for turrets. And there's a lot of them. So this is my first attempt at a ground pounding ship, where this is, you can't do that with this. You can fit naturally without ruining the aesthetics of this ship, with which this ship is awesome in its own rights. If I remember correctly, you can put one there. And it not, nope, you can't. No, you can you? Nope, you can't. If it floats, I'm not going to put it on. I don't want stuff that floats. So I wanted it to fit more of my playstyle, my need. And it does. It works. And I'm happy with it. So there you have the tugboat, the Hades, Flat Earther, Naked Mole Rat, X, Raza, Harrower, FOBs, and my current project, which I'll show you guys that in a second. But then you come over here, and just out of a whim, one of my old when I streamed a year ago or 2 years ago or something, I started running into the complaint out of my own mouth that there was too many refrigerators in the workshop builds. When I was modifying the workshop builds, I was always finding 5-6 refrigerators, and I started complaining about it, and it caught on. So I got called out on it when the Harrower hit the workshop, and so this is my answer to that. I asked Papa to build me a ship made out of refrigerators, and it's up on the workshop. If anybody sees this and wants to help that hit the top 10, I'd love to see this reviewed on Jay Randall's review top 10 weekly. That'd be awesome. This is made by Papa Smurf. Did a great job there. Carcass of second attempt at the Cumulus class Corsair. Now, this is a current build that's going on, and long story short, just like the Raza, it's got every gun that you possibly can have, short the these guys, short the modulated fixed weapons. And mainly I took those off because I wanted to verify I could get it under the CPU mark, and you can. So long story short, you have the unfinished project, and I'm not going to go into the inside of it, but you guys can get the sneak peek of the outside. It does accept modular palette, and I want to say I designed this, but man, you spray some crazy glue on this and just slap it together. It's literally 2 boxes, an advanced constructor, a generator, a fuel tank, and a landing gear. Strap some thrusters at a chair on this, fly that up in there, dock it, cut those chair and thrusters off. You can either close it off, knock this wall out and put it in here, and either cut it off, and I'm going to use this as a HV docking area. Ladybug or a naked mole rat fit in there just fine. Yeah, so this is, and it's, I'm going to leave it open. I need to. I don't have any references to the rear of this ship. I cannot find any. But with that said, I want to play with it. It is ready to decimate some POIs. It's got what is that? 3, 6, 7, 14 turrets on the belly for ground pounding. Torpedo launchers, forward facing bomb drops. It's got everything. And I, why does it still say that? Did I leave? I must have left some on. But yeah, it's crazy. I do need to spend some more time in detailing 50 turrets, weapons, 56 weapons. Now, I can't remember, do they actually all show up? They don't. Yeah, see, this is why I'm taking some of them off. The there we go. The 6 laser, 6 gat, and 6 railgun. Oh wait, maybe they do. Nope, because I know there's at least 4 bomb launchers and 2 torpedoes. So the modular lasers have to go because they're taking up out of the 23 that I think it can have. So yeah. So long story short, this will be hitting the workshop probably not this weekend, but next weekend after I can go through and deco it some more, paint it and clean it up, because this is disgusting in my eyes. This is 5 years ago me. And that's not, no, I don't want to put something out like this. This is so basic. It deserves more with the standing of this ship. The ship is from what I understand and the way that I felt after I saw it, this ship is the desired pirate ship in the series Mandalorian. So this is my twist on it. Anyways, with that all said, that's what I've been up to. Let's go up top real quick. I want to show you guys the FOB in a space flavor. If I can find the original FOB or the original garden on the bottom of the FOB, I will see if I can get permission to debut it and get it up on the workshop, because I really do think it's a good design. I don't know what other builds are out here. Oh yeah, there's Adjudicator, the Venture from I believe that's an Entei. There's the Harrower. There we go. So this one is the Space FOB, and it's pretty much the FOB with a garden on the bottom, a big garden on the bottom. So I need to get permission before I can put this on the workshop. I'm trying to give everybody the credit they're due. But yeah, this is, you can see the outpost that I designed, or that I cleaned up. This is the one that I cleaned up, and I pretty much made it functional. That's what it looks like with all the bells and whistles on it. Don't think, I think this one is painted. I believe, if I remember correctly, I built this just like this. I didn't want to use exactly block for block copy. I wanted his design but bigger. It's like, I don't know, how do you put it? I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, see, this one's painted on the inside, so I need to paint it on the outside with this darker green but broken style of paint. But yeah, all that said, hopefully hopefully that gives you an idea of what I've been up to, what I might be able to put out on the workshop. If you guys want me to build anything, or if you guys want to see anything built, or have any ideas, throw it in the comments. Help me out with some ideas. I'd love some ideas. I like the Star Wars build. I do not want to try to attempt a saucer for a Star Trek build. But there are other races that have other style ships in Star Wars, or Star Trek, I mean, and Star Wars for that matter, and other ships. Throw suggestions in the comments. I stream a lot, so if you see me on Twitch, throw it in chat or send me a DM. The links are all in the descriptions of all of my videos, so feel free to give me that input, good or bad. Constructive criticism is criticism that you can move forward with. So I look forward to all of the input. So yeah, with that said, I will end the video, and I hope you enjoyed. Enjoy.